Yes. Yeah. Well, I gotta stop. We're already live here.
Oh, hey weirdos. Tell everybody else to get their ass over here, man. I see you finally got a stronger connection, Nick.
All right. Yep. See ya. Bye-bye.
Later, Rod.
And there's one more.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I think yeah, double.
All right, posted it in chat.
And you got to pin that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, not yet. Yeah. Well, this show's over.
It's
Now.
starting to get crowded around here.
I posted in the back chat. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Ta-da!
Yeah, the morning blend.
Wait, this is the morning blend?
This is the morning blend.
The line's too long for coffee, man. Jeez. Wait, how long is the line at Burger King? Never mind, I can see the line.
I need to blend some coffee right now.
Yeah, maybe I should get some coffee.
Oh my God, this is a coffee blend just like a Disney movie. Coffee in name only.
Okay, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it to the chat over there. It's in the back chat here.
Hey, I'm gonna take it with me. Let's go back and buy some coffee, guys.
Dude, the Arkham
It's in
Asylum
the
alarms
private
are
chat
going off.
here.
I'm gonna take you with me, guys.
Well,
Hang on.
let me. I'm gonna leave and I'll put it in the chat over there.
I'm going to find some coffee. So we're gonna go for a little walk.
Hey, Nina.
Hello.
Hello, Nina.
Hi, Nina.
Welcome to the show.
Okay, coffee. The fun part. There's a coffee place here, but it's
That's
closed.
the wrong one.
When you get off a 12-hour stream and immediately go to a new one. Let's go, everybody.
Holy
Okay,
shit,
there we
that
go.
line at Burger King is long.
Is it long?
Yeah,
How long is it?
Look at that. That's how long the line is. Can you see? Look at that. I need to find a better coffee place, man. Grill? Nope.
Oh, you made it, son of red shirt.
Cheers.
Hello,
Teleportation
sir.
complete.
It's time for our morning blend.
We're on the morning blend
Mhm.
bridge.
The morning blend.
As soon as I find
We're
coffee.
on the mend.
Oh,
We're on the
Welcome to
mend.
the blend.
Jetta Bill's morning blend. It's time to get up. You gotta get up. It's time to get up. It's morning.
Oh boy.
It's time to wake the
Good
fuck
ball.
up. You got to get the fuck up. You cannot spend the day in bed no matter what you say.
I hope I didn't lose that stream.
Yep, it's gone,
Because I-
Bill. That's it.
I
Cast
I
away
went
to the
over.
wind.
shit. Damn.
All your birthday moolah's gone too.
No.
I'm gonna wait in line for coffee beans. It's a lot shorter than Burger King. Oh,
It's probably just processing.
Oh yeah, it'll take a few minutes to process, Bill.
Well,
You ever
Probably
notice
a few
that-
hours to
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
I didn't.
12
it was-
hours.
Yeah.
12-hour stream. Yeah.
okay, you guys
Yeah.
get joining in line, man. Fun. Going quick too, apparently.
Let's see. I'm checking the content right now.
Good morning. Good morning. Stephen, I'm very disappointed you haven't been front and center yet reporting to us the daily news tidbits from the entertainment world.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Exactly. You can't rely on Bill to go and crack open Google and ask a question like, what movies are playing today? Or
Oh,
Friday.
I-
That's called movie phone, guys.
I never talk about politics or religion or the entertainment industry without permission, and we're having far too much
And
fun
yet
to
you're
bring up
fine with
such
hard.
traffic
You're
news.
fine with hard gay sex. That's shocking. I love
It
the way you
is.
think.
It's true, but only with the captain.
I am so glad I have my headphones on right now. Trust me, I'm so glad.
We're streamers, guys. Yay.
But LDG's not coming on.
The only
No,
way I
he's-
would do a
he's
media
not
show
behind
is
me.
if I could do it entirely in Darth Vader's voice.
Oh, Sixton to come along for the ride.
Oh,
I wonder if she went shopping. She said she had to go shopping. Didn't
Yeah,
say?
she said she had to go shopping.
I don't know. Did she grab groceries? She was just joining us at the end of
but she was
All right.
here.
Yeah.
her work day.
She got the link, right?
Yeah, she got
I
the link.
posted it backstage, and
Well, you know,
right-
she may
right
just you know,
now,
be going through morning, maybe making a pot of coffee, washing and brushing her
Hey-
teeth,
hey.
perhaps. So who knows?
LDG, answer me this question. I'm broadcasting the blend while downloading the 12-hour stream that I just completed.
Oh shit, it's gonna take forever, man.
Oh,
It's
yes.
gonna
Yeah.
probably, it's
Well, I
probably
want to
gonna
see
take
if
2
I want to
days.
see if I can still. I hope it doesn't give my computer a heart attack.
Yeah, you both.
I shouldn't. I got 32 gigs. So
No, that's not gonna happen. No.
Well,
I didn't. Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't
it
get it.
takes.
I didn't have time for a thumbnail, but
Yeah. I mean, it takes a few hours for me just to upload a lot of gameplay footage. That's just 50 minutes, closer to an hour. So I can't imagine how long it takes a 12-hour stream to go. Probably a day or two.
Dude, whenever I try to
No.
render a video, it takes a couple hours, 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just like I'd say it's going to be like the 2 days.
So that's something. Nina, how are you this morning? I just noticed you there. Everything good?
she stepped away for a moment.
Oh, did she? Gone AFK?
Yeah. No, she just stepped away. She's on her way back right now.
Okay.
I'm back.
See, she's back.
Hooray for Nina, hooray. How are you today, Nina?
All right.
Feeling good? You ready to seize that day?
The,
Make it your own?
Not really.
Bill, feed your damn dogs.
Those aren't my dogs.
I don't feed them anyway. Just go feed your dogs.
I don't know where those dogs are coming from.
whose dogs are those?
Who let the dogs out?
Steven?
It's Bill's
Bill.
birthday. Everybody
Bill.
let the
Bill.
dogs out.
I have no
Huh?
pets in this place at all.
Oh. Oh. It must be where Elias was at.
Oh, sorry, that's my beeping, guys. Sorry, hang on. Somebody's backing up again. I'm on the wrong side.
Hey,
Okay,
Decepticon!
Are you following
Thank you.
the truck that is going back?
No,
Because they were
I don't know. Some part is backing up. I don't, yes, it's on mic. Sorry, guys.
not a problem, but I found it funny. Like you went, I gotta get some coffee. Like beep beep once again.
They're just following you around.
Yeah.
It was nice to give me rights to the cave, but no, I have to walk all the way over here. All the way up there at the other end of the terminal, 20 minutes. How long does it take for it to spark the coffee? Alright. It's not like I'm in a rush or anything.
Oh, I hope it didn't. All of it didn't cut off completely. I meant to stop it.
Oops, sorry, man, here goes the truck. You want to see what's making? Okay, I'll go just ask some fire so we go.
Oh, that's loud. Okay.
Yeah, the card is right here. That's why I did it.
There it is. That was weird.
Oh,
All right. Finally up and running. Good grief.
Hey, Music Man popped in the chat, dude.
Am I doing any karaoke on this stream? No, no karaoke.
This is what's been making the noise. See, you behind
I
me?
mean, yeah.
That's that card's making the beeping noise, guys.
Now, I was on a stream. I was listening to a stream once, and somebody had a cricket in the background, and the microphone was picking it up so well that it almost as loud as that cart. And the guy was just like muting himself, and it didn't matter. It's like so funny. All right, don't everybody talk at once.
Sorry,
I'm
How the
looking
fuck
at.
do you
I'm
top
sorry.
the cricket story? Seriously,
Okay.
talk about.
I'm just
They were
looking up for the
literally
day, so
crickets.
I need to actually do the review of the day because I'm closing in. So
What's review?
Good morning,
it's
LGG.
like what we did all
hello,
night and everything on the work.
LDG.
Morning, everyone. How you doing?
I
Good
am
morning. Good morning.
Do you have power, dude?
Good
morning.
morning.
He has power.
Oh,
Exactly.
Good morning to
He
you.
I can
has
actually
the
see
ultimate
LDG.
power.
Am I coming in choppy? My voice okay?
Yeah,
No,
it sounds
you're
clean,
good.
man.
A little
Okay,
fuzzy,
cool.
actually. Is that just me? No. Okay.
Is
I'm
it
good.
is it a little fuzzy?
It sounds good to me.
No. Maybe
Nice.
I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong.
That's so cool. When
You haven't
these
had
new
your
cameras-
fourth cigarette and third coffee yet, brother.
No, I haven't.
Oh, I should be getting my coffee in a few minutes.
Holy, I feel like I'm trapped in Zardos or something, like the same machine that fucking brainwashed Sean Connery into wearing a fucking man's onesie is manipulating my brains as we speak.
It's like Doctor Who noises, like the Daleks are about to do something. It's
Oh, talking about Doctor Who?
Where's that?
Airport conveyance. Airport
Where's
conveyance.
our
Airport
brother?
exterminate! Exterminate!
No.
I have a little
Uh,
keychain that makes sound, so
No, guys.
Wait,
two scariest words- No. Son,
All right.
two scariest words is don't blink.
Don't
yeah,
blink.
don't blink.
Those are the two scariest words ever of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome back, Six.
I found my way.
Yay.
Thank you.
And there
It's
she
a
was.
stat. It's a stat show today.
This
It's-
almost took your place.
We're all working.
So how
double
is
shifts around
the
here.
morning show different than what you've been doing all night?
It's
This
morning.
morning?
Yeah, more
no,
caffeine.
It's not.
It's the morning. We're drinking coffee to get over our absolute tiredness.
Less alcohol, more caffeine, and we
Oh.
Hmm.
We
definitely at this
basically
point recrimination and self-introspection at this point. 2 hours ago we were laughing at other people. Now we're crying
Yeah.
softly towards ourselves. What the
Aw.
hell are you
We're,
doing?
we're basically on a bender, and Bill's forcing us to do. No, I'm joking.
Everybody's making fun of the people behind me,
Sam
okay?
Zoltan, I gotta ask you, what time is it in your neck of the woods right now?
Almost 9 o'clock, 9 a.m.
Almost 9 a.m. Okay, so
Yep.
you're
It's 7:44
almost
here,
Central Time,
almost
same with North
8.
America.
It's 4:44
What? Sorry?
here.
Your Central Time similar to North America. It's because you're just a few hours ahead of me.
I have no idea how the time zones works. I just know that most of the people I know in America, it's almost impossible to actually have the same time as me.
Okay, I can
Because
kind of
of
explain this to you a bit. Basically,
yeah.
the East Coast to England, it takes 5 hours for the sun to cross the ocean. So that's why it's a 5-hour time difference from the East Coast to England. So people work out time zones that way.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's 7:45 here.
Yeah, same here.
And you guys
Now
are
it's
Eastern
45.
Seaboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. East Coast.
Okay.
I'm in Kentucky.
Just a
Oh
little
well,
bit in
apart
front of,
Eastern Kentucky. Yeah.
because I'm 4:45 over here, 4:45 a.m. in California.
Hmm.
Oh, woohoo! I'm next in line.
I basically been on since the start of the stream. Left for a few hours, then came back, and then I mainly been here. So, so I've been here since the start, basically.
I feel like I've
Yeah,
been here since the beginning of time.
I know. I am the beginning of time. I could.
Yeah. All relevance has gone missing. There is nothing but Jedi Bill, and there's nothing but Jedi Bill's morning blend now. Jedi Bill is all. Bill, you got to get the that T-shirt of yours has got to start getting all trippy and more. You got a great opportunity to form a cult here. The morning
guys, I'm
blend
next,
cult.
One
Oh
of
wait,
us.
I'm next.
are we
One
doing
of
one of
us.
those? Are we doing one of those that we actually let our mind fly? Because if I do one of those, it's kind of dangerous.
Well, you're the captain. You make it happen. Me, I'm just along for the ride, and I'm a twig on the shoulders of a
I'm
mighty stream
surprised you're
known as
still
Jedi
awake.
Bill.
Okay.
Hmm.
So have you ever wondered why did they actually make Doctor Who in 1963? Because I always wonder that. It's like
Why did they make it in
it was
1963?
was it 1963 or 1957? I can't remember the exact date.
63,
No,
63.
63.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then,
And-
if you think about it, do you think that they actually went like we have some kind of props here and there, and we're gonna make a show about sci-fi, or you think that they were actually planning it and then they started making the dolls and everything like the Dalek, Cybermen?
There's
Okay, now I'm back, guys.
There's actually a good thing I can say about this. Adventures in Space and Time. It's a thing that goes over how Doctor Who was made and why they did it. But it was basically they came up with a good story and they're like, we want William Hartnell to play it, and that's how it was born. They thought William Hartnell was perfect for the role to play the Doctor, and that this was how Doctor Who would start, an old man in the box that
Right.
travels through time, and
It's the old man
so
who stole the box
yeah,
and ran away.
yeah,
But
then-
also
then-
with the
But they
Sorry?
actually had like the dolls and like the enemies or anything, or they were just like thinking
no,
outside
all
the
that
box?
doll shit that came out later. They didn't were planning dolls for the thing. This was just a kid science fiction show. They
They
had
were
time to
planning
fill.
more to be like something like Star Trek back in the day. Like they wanted something more serious, and then they decided to actually add all the other things.
I honestly think it was always aimed towards kids, not trying to deride it or anything. They weren't going for ultra high science fiction. They were going for accessible stories with a father figure, having adventures, wild, fun adventures. BBC had
Yeah.
a huge roster of children's programs, stuff we never heard of, stuff that's been taped over, lost, archived, forgotten about. Doctor Who was just one of those outliers. A great idea that came along at a great time with enough people on board that got what was going on that turned it into something. But did it
Yeah.
start out as a grand design? Did it start out like, a big plan? No, definitely not. I think it was just luck. Star Trek, a bit more like that. The whole idea of a military organization going out into space, but not even then were they worried about toys or shit. That's George
Yeah.
Lucas. George Lucas is the king of merchandising.
Well,
Good
There's
boy.
your coffee, Bill. There's your coffee.
during the
It's morning
Miko
blend. There's your
era,
coffee, man.
we had 6-inch tall action figures that were
Yeah.
definitely planned, but that was when almost all of them were in syndication at that point.
Yeah, but the true thing that became how merchandising is today was definitely because of George Lucas.
Yeah,
That
indeed.
was the biggest thing, and of course, and also, with Doctor Who, it wasn't just supposed to be a kids show. It was supposed to be meant for everyone. They wanted it to be something that could be endless for all ages.
Yeah, but aimed
Yeah.
towards a family show, but
Yeah,
with kids
that's right,
as
yeah.
yeah.
Nowadays, if you think about it, it will be like more. We're gonna make a show, and we are hoping that everyone can watch it because it's nothing like
Yeah.
too adult,
Yeah.
not too kidded for. Yeah, that
Come on,
was
Rex.
kind of a point that most of the shows had that around that time. They were trying their best to actually entertain not only kids
To be
but adults.
equal, yeah.
And you have to. That's funny because it was like you actually had to use your mind and create an imagination around what they were talking sometimes about. because I've seen some of the episodes that were like, yeah, but that's more imagination than actually reality, and it is great because in that kind of shows works better if you leave something ambiguous and you kind of work around it. For example, in Star Trek, in the episode of the gods, it makes like into more of an ambiguous kind of gods, but it works. Eh.
Right. Are you a long-time Star Trek fan, Zanzoltan? Are you a Star Wars guy, Battlestar Galactica? What do you like?
Mostly, if I have to say shows back in the day, I'm not a big sci-fi fan. I
No.
love Doctor Who, the new ones, because I started like I watched when I was a kid like 2 or 3 episodes. Like I was more of an anime kind of guy. I was more of a Dragon Ball guy.
Yeah, I
And
heard you talk quite knowledgeably about that, but I was wondering for science fiction franchise, because many of the guys here, we do have a background science fiction. Just wondering if there was any one in particular that you
I
have
used
a
to
little
love
more
a
love.
lot the Star Wars. I used to love it a lot, but then when it's differences in different things, I started to love more Star Trek because it held more of a kind of story that had more ground base other than the Star Wars. Because Star Wars was great show, great stories, great movies, everything, but it didn't like quite click on me like Star Trek did. Because Star Trek had something that it was more important in this kind of story because they were like and let's just call it like it is. It was like a family inside a spaceship, and everyone had their rank, and everyone had their opinions, and everyone had something to apport to the table around that story. In
Yeah.
Star Wars, it's more like you have the big bad and the big good. That's it. It's like there are characters that actually add something to the story, but that is the base of that story. It's like we have Darth Vader on the top, and Luke Skywalker is need to be the new big good, and Yoda was going to train everything. And this one is more like you have ranks, but everyone gives something to the story. And when you have, for example, Spock was like the cold calculating kind of person that didn't understood a lot of the feelings and everything that was going to happen. So he will sometimes ask like, "Is this normal? Is this what actually happens?" And you kind of understand here because he was half Vulcan, half human. Technically, he was trying to actually learn what's happening, and now more like I don't care. Like I will do it as I need to do it because that's logical. Like he will try to listen, and Kirk tried his best to actually explain to him, and that was important in this kind of show because sometimes you'll be like the same, like is this kind of normal because we're living in another time. So in another time they will have different rules, different ways of thinking, different ways of looking at the space and everything, and it was a great show because of that. Because if you think about it, in the '60s, there wasn't a lot of like kind of amoral shows. Like one of those that actually tried to make you think and think. There's not a black and a white. There's sometimes a gray in the middle. You actually have to understand that that gray is necessary for the story. And yeah, I love that. Because of that, I changed my mind back in like when I was 16 or 17. I started watching more Star Trek than I watched Star Wars. So yeah.
Yeah, same here, man. Oh, let me answer MB Geek's question here. No, why did not the rain previously, the night before, and the morning made the trails unsafe for people? So, no donkey.
Take care, Nina, if you're listening.
Yeah, hope you feel better.
Yeah, good night, Nina.
Take care, Nina.
Night.
But yeah, as I always say, a good show, something that I will always appreciate of a good show, is when you can actually put up an episode and just watch it. And it's even better if you can rewatch it. Because there are so many shows that I've seen that it's like I can watch it only once because the second time it's not going to have the same impact, the same story, everything. It's like it lost for me. It could be a great show because it could be a great show. But once you've seen it the first time, it's like it's forever lost because the surprise of the attacks and everything or whatever, it's gonna be lost forever because that the shock of the first time is what is important. For example, one of those is Invincible.
Jesus.
It's one of those shows that you can watch the last 2 episodes.
Oh, Invincible, that's a funny cartoon.
Yeah, it's a cartoon, and it's a great cartoon because of that. But you can only watch the last 2 episodes because all the other shit that you see, sorry for the word, but all the other things that you see on the entire show are useless once you get to the last episode. The last 2 episodes actually destroy everything that you build up in the entire series. So it's like
Resident Alien. I was disappointed in the season finale.
Yeah, but
I haven't caught it yet, so please spare the spoilers. I'm a little behind.
okay.
but,
Sorry. But
Okay, the
really,
spoilers. Okay, I'll spoil it for you. George Takei's voice is in it.
For Resident
Oh
Alien,
my.
I haven't caught it yet.
I
The
had to get it to the a friend of mine, one of the streamers that I actually talk about, but he's Argentinian. He told me I need to watch The Old Man from Disney Plus. I think it was.
Yeah.
He told me like it's a good show. If you like the Terminal List, you're gonna like this. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to check it out just to
It's
see
better
how
than,
it was.
it was way better than The Fugitive.
Oh, then I'm going well. So that's I'm
You
going.
might like it then.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. The other day I started watching old Argentinian movies because there were some movies that I never seen in my life. One of those is a great one that is called Relatos Salvajes, which tells little stories about people that got. It's like you watch that and you understand how Argentinian works. I'm not joking, because it's little stories about people here in Argentina that got fed up with something. And one of those, it's a great one. It's a guy that actually gets, I don't know how it's called in English, but do you know when a tow truck actually comes and like takes your car because you're parked in a bad place? Well, this guy actually got it like 4 or 5 times, and it has a great ending because the guy actually it's a bomb a tester and a bomb and a demolition person. He understands what he's doing. So on the fifth time they actually take the car, he put a bomb inside the car. So he blows up the entire system for them. They actually have all the tow cards, and they got him into jail. But all the people are applauding him because they know how that works. Like when they tow your car, you actually have to pay a fine that is completely ridiculous. And just because they don't like, there's a rule here that if you see a corner of a street painted in yellow, you cannot park there. But most of the places are not parked, like there's not paint in yellow, so you can park it and they can tow truck it because they can. And this guy
Six,
got
how
fed
do
up.
you feel about all of this? I mean, there's all of this parking in Argentina. What's your take on this, Six?
About parking in Argentina?
Yeah, indeed.
I would have to read multiple articles from different points of view before I
Don't
could
evade
really
the
give an
question,
informed
Six.
opinion.
We all know that you've already read the article.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said because I was talking. What'd you say?
Good morning,
Hey,
Six.
don't worry, you can tell me to shut up because I tend to talk a lot.
No,
No,
not at all,
LDG
Zinzolfin, no.
does, not you.
I was just typing out a message to Jedi Bell. I didn't want to interrupt whatever you were talking about. Anyway, Jedi Bell, I hope that you had a wonderful birthday, and
Thank you. I did.
Thank you.
I did.
Thank you for letting me come out. I appreciate it every time you invite
Oh,
me on.
thank you. Thank you for being here. Really,
you're welcome.
truly.
Okay,
I hope
I'll see you later.
I hope
I'll
you
talk to you later.
return in other times.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I usually listen to you at work because you always do your karaoke stream when it Wednesday nights, and I'm always at work. So
Wednesday nights, yeah.
But I try to listen on my lunch break.
Dude, she's leaving right now. Nina left.
Bye, Jedi Bell.
She's leaving.
Goodbye. Take care.
Nick is leaving.
Bye, Six.
What the hell?
And bye, Nick the Bounty Hunter. He wants to.
Yeah.
He's getting
Take
sick.
care.
Hey.
I understand if you need to get some rest. Go
Jesse,
ahead.
come on up here, man.
Yeah, I'll talk to
I'll
y'all
sleep
later.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Good night,
I'm
Nick.
out.
It's been a pleasure, truly.
Yeah,
Later, man.
Get some rest, my friend.
yeah,
Bye.
I guess. But
If you want, you guys. Good night.
Or sleep on stream. We'll just mute you, and you'll be the
Nice.
I'm okay.
incoherent bounty hunter on the stream.
Or perhaps if you fall asleep and your snoring is interesting, we'll keep you on. So, there's always that.
I'm all right. I gotta go.
Okay. Take care, man.
Take care,
Bye.
Later, man. Okay, NB, now you can come up here.
What's up to him? It's up to NB if he wants to come up. It's
And I
open
have
chat.
to go too. I have
Okay,
to go too
so
because
10.
it's been, my shift has finally finished, and I have to wake up in less than 4 hours because I have my entire
Okay.
party planned out. So
Right.
Always a pleasure, Zen Zoltan.
Always a pleasure, Stephen Ransom. Tell me whenever you want to talk, man. You know how I am. I can't stop. It's like that. You know, you invite me. That's your problem. You invited me here. Now you have to listen to me.
I take full responsibility for all actions that I acted on.
Okay. Once again, Shadivale, happy birthday, even if it's
Thank
belated.
you.
I think it's belated, so I can't remember. And son of a Risher, pleasure. At least I didn't talk to you a lot, so someday we will talk. I don't know what he's doing. Headshot time should start. Well, I'm gonna leave. So anyway, headshot time. Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Steve Barrasso will
Tag,
back
tag
anytime.
team
And
streaming.
yeah,
Indeed.
let's go.
Take,
Tag team. Okay,
Take care.
and Elihu.
Yes, me.
Have a nice one, and I hope you get a nice flight to your home. So then I'll be seeing you, Shelly Bell, number one. Have a good night.
All
right.
Bye bye.
Take care, brother.
Yeah, I was watching the birthday stream, and then all of a sudden it went to another stream. I was terribly confused, but here we are, all blended up.
Yeah,
I got
we're
my
the
coffee.
blend now.
Yeah, get your coffee. It's
I
9
think
guys.
I'll have to I don't know if it's totally gone from YouTube, but I downloaded it from StreamYard, and then maybe I can upload it to YouTube again. So, I don't know.
Well,
It took 13.2 gigabytes to download. And luckily, it downloads fast. So
Oh, it did. You got it all.
yeah, I think so.
Cool background.
I think
Yeah, indeed.
it will miss the last little bit, but if I can repost it on YouTube, I will.
Yeah, I know the captain was able to do it. So
You should be able to.
we did an 11:45, 11-hour 45-minute stream, and he was able to get it up today. So, but I think
That's
he
what
did
she
have
said.
to re-upload it.
Well,
Yeah.
your show with FFSI,
Well,
that was amazing.
okay.
That was really good.
Oh,
That
you liked
stream-
it. You liked it. Good for
Yeah.
you. Good. I'm glad you watched
The
it,
birth-
man. Like, cool
The
deal.
birthday stream ran for 12 hours and 2 minutes. So
What is that?
that's the sound of my dog coughing.
Oh.
Feed your damn dog, Bill.
He's been fed. He's got food. Trust me.
Oh.
Anyway,
But
you guys
it's
were
just
both
him coughing.
really knowledgeable. I would have definitely been the third wheel on that conversation. But you sent me a thing about "Don't hug me, I'm scared." Have you
Oh.
watched the whole thing, or just was it?
No, I haven't. And I was merely sending it to you for the irony of the mallard image in
Yeah.
the shot, because you were going off on the mallard thing.
You
the other
guys,
night. That
you
was
guys are
brilliant.
down with "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared."
Oh
Haven't
yeah,
seen it.
it's like
I've been trying to find somebody to talk to about that for fucking months. Nobody knows about that, and yet everybody does. What a great show! What a bizarre fucking thing in life. Don't hug me, I'm scared. Does everybody know what we're talking about here? Some of the most bizarre children's-based educational programming ever committed to TV. The story behind this thing is epic, legend, unbelievable, and all true, all at the same time. You know about it, don't you? At your time,
yeah, it's like a nightmare parading as a children's show. It seriously freaks me out, and I'm a horror fan.
Are you guys talking about Hufflepuff stuff, whatever that was?
Don't hug me, I'm scared.
Yeah.
It's the name. It's a British television show modeled on a kids' TV show with Muppets and anthropomorphized address books and fucking life lessons to be learned. What happens, if you don't eat all your vegetables? How will that?
Your teeth turn gray.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
If you
so
don't
it's
eat too much
creepy
Easter, your
pasta
teeth will turn
almost.
gray. Yeah, it's a
You
nightmare.
have never seen anything like this, I promise you. And any description I give you is going to fail it.
Well,
Give
I
it a
plan on
shot.
watching what I can of it. I sent Edge of Time an image from one of these stream reaction channels that I watch,
Right.
Here,
She's watching the show.
I'm gonna put it in a private chat for you guys, or do you want me to actually post it in public? Plug it up
Post it
in
in
a private
public.
chat.
Why
Why
not?
not in public? If you got the clout, just drop it in the public.
I found the link for episodes 1 through 4 for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, nice, sweet.
That's what that's why. Well, when you read it, maybe you'll get why I responded with, "Yes, let's all agree to never be creative again."
I didn't even know the context. I flinched
Yeah.
when you sent that to me. I'm like, oh, did I just scare him or talk him out of what the hell just
Nah,
happened here?
that's the
I got an idea.
punchline
Let's
of
be creative. Just,
green is not a creative color.
Yeah.
Hey, green's the color of marijuana.
I can see a bat. I can see a cat. I see a man with a baseball bat.
It really is, and it gets deeper and deeper, and you got to follow the thread. And this is one of those things you can watch 5 or 6 times, and shit comes up in the background. You're like, where the fuck did that come from? It's almost like you're piecing together a murder mystery.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to make it all rectify in your mind, and you just can't.
Yeah, your first run through, you're not gonna have a fucking clue what it is you just experienced. You're gonna want to investigate. It's bizarre. It's a social experiment.
Have you ever seen Jackass where they slap a guy with a live fish and his face kind of goes blah, 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 in slow motion, or they'll punch him and you'll see the face in slow motion? It's kind of the mental equivalent of that, being slapped in the face with a giant salmon, dead salmon. But have you seen the Channel 4 ones, or did you just see the ones that were on YouTube, or did you see the ones that were on TV too?
Well, I got them in a weird order because I watch a lot of my stuff pirated, shall we speak, not necessarily through the Bay, but through things like M4U Free or F2 movies.
Wow, you are an entertainment junkie, man. You got all the YouTubes down. You got all the free shows on YouTube down.
Yeah.
Well, they took away the public library. So what do we got? What choice do we have?
Let's not use the word piracy. I like the term pseudo legal.
Evil legal.
Pseudo
legal.
Meaning it is, but it isn't.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Regardless of terminology, in this one instance, though, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't pay for it so much. So where I actually remember seeing it, I'm not sure. I think YouTube's where I first found it, but I'm pretty sure I researched it and found it online somewhere so I could watch an uncensored, completely unfiltered version. I'm that interested, I would have hunted around until I found it. So I'm pretty sure I did. But you can still find it on YouTube, can't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
well,
he just put the link up, didn't he?
Did he? I didn't see.
Episode 2.
Was that Elihu? Okay.
Yeah.
Episode 2 has over 11 million views, I think.
Okay, and I got it saved. Yeah, I've got it saved. At the reaction channel that one of the young ladies I watch for reaction channels is she's doing the whole show, so I'll watch it on her channel as well. It'll be fun to get a second reaction.
Or we need a Jedi Bill watch along.
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go. There's an idea.
There's 3 of us. There's 3 of us. Look closer with your magnifying glass, Bill. There's 3 of us. It's very.
Anything you say, I know you guys are meeting with impasse, but if you watch this, you just like how darker and darker it gets in each viewing. It really is. I watched this thing at least 3 times and swearing off that I got to get away from it because it gets in your head. It really does. It's so hard to describe, but once you buy into it and once you start, and then when you go online and start reading up the backstories and stuff like that, holy shit, this is almost like a cult. But
the only thing I could really compare it to is Charlie the Unicorn, which is pretty bizarre too.
What about there was another one that wasn't so bizarre, but it was certainly edgy in a psychological sense. Over the Wall or Into the Woods or something like that. It was an animated series about
that sounds familiar.
Sounds like it's Into the Woods.
Into the Woods.
I think that's what I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a children. It appears to be a children's story, but everybody I've seen react to it, and I've seen most of it, they're like, "No, there's no way this is a children's story. There's just no way," because it's like creepy as hell, and in a bizarre, gentle kind of way, which gets that under your skin kind of creepy. Because it's like creepy for no reason, and then it's creepy for some reason, and it's even worse.
Right. Any of you guys ever catch the Moral Oral series that was based on Davy and Goliath?
Yeah.
Oh, I never watched those things as a kid.
That was on anime,
Adult Swim, I believe. Yeah. The Moral Oral was one of the best knockoffs for something of our childhood I think I've ever seen. The claymation on that was spot fucking on. Davy and Goliath. Remember those like slow-witted fucking Christian cartoons they had where, well, Davy, I don't know if it'd be right if you touch Sally in her special place or whatever. Very simplistic.
And the first couple of seasons of Venture Brothers was very similar to that as well.
Yeah, it had that Davy and Goliath vibe in parts. I think one episode, didn't they do the kids from the Scooby-Doo Shaggy Machine and
and they did a Johnny Quest episode where he reached his teenage years and turned into a totally paranoid freak that he was going to get assassinated every other second. It was brilliant.
He was living in a diving bell in the bottom of the ocean, hiding from his drug dealer.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant stuff. It was just raw comedy at that point.
Right.
But I liked it because it was really talking to like all the cartoons. I knew all the characters. It was great.
Oh, the Venture Brothers, if you were of a certain age, like Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, you couldn't help but laugh.
Yeah.
Any of you guys here down with Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law?
That sounds as corny as the She-Hulk Attorney at Law.
No, you're off base here, Billy. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law is fantastic. You grew up watching Flintstones, the Jetsons. You remember all the Hanna-Barbera cartoons you grew up with as a kid, from the Scooby-Doo and so forth. This, back in the 70s, Hanna-Barbera was putting out some superhero cartoons. One was called Harvey Birdman and the Galaxy Trio. They were two separate 11-minute long cartoons. Harvey Birdman was about a winged superhero that looked like Hawkman. He had the powers of flight. He could shoot energy beams out of his fist, make a shield for some reason. His sidekick was a blue eagle or a falcon named Avenger, and his boss was a controller, a spy dispatch controller named Phil Falcon 7. Falcon 7 was the lead. He lived in a volcano, went out and fought all these very generic green-skinned villains and shit like this. Hey, Colonel Sin.
Guys, I'm going to take off because it's coordinate mine in about 10 minutes, so I'm going to come
on
the computer and get
No worries, man. Always a pleasure. If we lose you, do what you need to do, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Later, guys. Later, weirdos.
Take care. Safe travels.
See you later. Take it easy, man.
Yeah, I should be back up home, walk my door around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So, if you're still on, I'll hop on.
Cool.
Great. Make sure you bring the flight schedule, too. I'm going to miss that in the background.
Correction, episode 2 has 70 million views.
17 million views for episode 2
of 70 million.
All right. Captain Fandom Nerd apparently is broadcasting to one person that came up. Why don't you go by, say hi, and invite him over there, Billy? That would be nice of you.
That's his show. I didn't know he was running a show.
Cardinal Sin just writes, you should invite Captain Fandom Nerd on your panel.
Yeah, I saw that.
This morning brew live with one person watching. I thought he quit it all. I thought he packed it all in.
I didn't know he was streaming either.
Who's Captain Fandom?
He used to be Captain Trek. Yeah. And he did the morning show when Bill got bored of it. And he took over it for like over a year. the morning show. No, Bill only ever had Bill's morning show. They're completely different entities, but you know. And I know Bill knows him, has known him for quite some time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The community is not that deep. But that being said,
I've never heard of this Disney movie he's talking about. Watcher in the Woods?
Watcher in the Woods, yeah, that's a good one.
it's creepy
So
as
much media to watch.
Yeah, it
I
can be
know,
overwhelming.
It is overwhelming. God, and that's not even including anime. Jinkies.
This is why I devote myself to cinema excellence. I try not to waste time with garbage properties or things I really don't feel I'm going to enjoy. I don't need to be beaten over the head that I'm not going to like Midsummer or She-Hulk or something like that. I can take a quick message and get on with it. If people are really going to bend my arm to it, I'll give it a try. But there's so much greatness out there that I haven't yet seen.
Yeah.
I'd rather improve my knowledge of French New Wave cinema than waste time watching, whatever teeny bopper / horror fucking movie that is just basically pablum for the mind.
Oh my God, you are such a misogynist, racist person, anti-rainbow, rainbow-ya.
Anti-rainbow-ya. Interesting perspective, but yeah, I probably fit that. I'm a bit of a cad at best, but I like my tasteful. I like great cinema. I love world cinema.
Cad is a good word. I like that. It's almost like, Han Solo reacting to scoundrel. Scoundrel. I like the sound of that. Scoundrel. Yeah. That sounds very Earth. Maybe several, light years away, several hundred light years away, and certainly several million years in the future. Scoundrel. I've never heard this word before, Leia. Where did you come up with this word? That's my best Captain Spock at this point in time.
Hey, Bill. Sorry, Bill. I got to step away real quick. I'll try to swing back after. Okay, gotta take care of something.
Okay.
Yep. Keep alive.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So, any plans you gentlemen have? We're getting into Friday up here. What's your weekends looking like? Edge of time, you got anything special? I picked the guy on the panel that's sleeping. What about you, Steven? This weekend?
I'm going to be on Jacob Ironside's talking about two old cowboy movies. One of them with Gregory Peck.
What are you talking? Gregory Peck, the Desperados, the
hold on, let me
Gregory
take a quick look.
Peck movies.
Let me take a look here. Old Country, I think it's called. Let me see. The Big Country. With Gregory
The Big
Peck.
Country. That's great. Gregory Peck, and you know who else is in that? Give me Charlton Heston, Gregory Peck.
Yeah.
Who's the chick in it? Very famous. Give me 2 seconds. It's been a while since I've seen this, but I'll get it. Gregory Peck comes back. He wants to buy some land. Burl Ives. Jean Arthur. Fucking Jean Arthur, back when she was just gorgeous. Jean Arthur, any next gen Star Trek Next Gen fan, she played Admiral Satine in The Drumhead. Jean Arthur had a great career. She's worked with just about who's who of Hollywood. Richard Burton, Peter O'Toole, many of the British actors coming down. She's worked with different directors, John Frankenheimer. She's done a lot of biblical stuff, but earthy, good-looking British beauty from the early 60s, late 50s, early 60s.
That's 4 p.m. Pacific Standard today, this afternoon. And then Saturday, I'm over at PJ Maybe's doing a big chat with about maybe 4 or 5 guys, maybe 6 guys, called Let's Talk Geeky. And it's basically just kicking some ideas around, showing what new toys or old toys that they haven't seen that we might have in our collection. I was showing off a Casio television set, a portable hand television set that I've got, like an old one from the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And PJ's all into figures and Magic the Gathering cards and stuff like that. You know, it's a bunch of British guys, Scottish, and there's a guy from Norway that's been living in England for a while doing IT work and, you know, that sort of thing. This guy, Archer Collin, does Renaissance archery demonstrations. So it's an interesting crowd over there. It's definitely, we get mixed into it. And Jim the Viking, the Nord guy, he's ex-military, like pretty high up in the, you know, almost special forces level, according to what he's told us so far. But that's that crowd.
I wonder how many people are out there that are just like, oh, YouTube, that's just cat videos, you know, and don't watch it. Wasn't that you at one point, son of a red shirt?
It certainly was. Very much so.
I'm wondering.
Yes?
Well, I'm just wondering, like, how many people are left over, because you find out so many interesting niche things. Like he was talking about Renaissance archery. What were you talking about?
Yeah. He does Renaissance archery demonstrations.
Yeah.
He joins a bunch of guys, and they all get into costume and with the proper wear on, and it's all about this demonstrating what kind of weaponry, how it was fired, what field gear they were wearing at the time. Goes full bore.
I think it goes to show you that future entertainment is specialized. Instead of trying to get the whole family, you just go for a very specific niche.
Yeah, which is why this whole practice of globalism with these big trade properties is just ridiculous, silly exercise at this point.
I think they're kind of floundering, given how much power and energy they're putting out. I don't know they're getting the return that they would really want.
Yeah. Yeah, they're using old models on a totally brand new landscape. It's kind of silly.
Yeah, I guess you could see a little bit of the specialization on Discovery, but then you've got a bunch of cheese reality shows instead of, you know, like genuine people.
Yeah, we complained about regular television and feature films. The cable thing is just like, you got to be freaking kidding me. You go scanning some of that stuff, and you're like, really? Is this a sitcom about medications? What? And this is another TV show about teenagers who get into drugs and stay that way for the whole show. It's like, what am I watching here? What is this?
Every time the cable company calls me to, like, you know, try and recruit me into getting cable, I pretend I'm an old man who doesn't know that cable still exists.
Well played.
I'm like, cable? You mean that thing in the wall? That doesn't exist. That thing you plug in the wall?
Troll the fuck
out
of them.
It has commercials. No one pays for commercials. It's either you pay for the service or you get commercials, but you don't pay and get commercials. Yeah, it's fun.
I've been literally entertaining myself with just YouTube for the last 6 years.
Oh yeah.
And I'm only barely scratched the surface. I've discovered this whole level where I've suddenly become a streaming person.
Right, now you can participate. Yes.
It's bizarre.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea that this level even existed a few years ago.
There's truly something for everybody.
Yeah.
And there's a community for almost everything you could think of.
It's almost as dynamic as the manga industry. It's like, yep, there's an anime for that. There's a manga for that. Oh, you want to watch a show about two girls who learn how to bake cookies? Oh yeah, there's 150 episodes to watch. You know, it's like that's what YouTube is like.
You
it's
can
like
start to play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon with people on YouTube too. Like how did I get to know the captain? It was because Cardinal Sin I was talking to Cardinal Sin in a chat. It was probably either Gary or Doomcock's chat.
Mm-hmm.
And so and then he was doing the Prisoner show and all that stuff, and then they kind of broke off. But
I saw just in the stream overnight, Tim Hayes was talking to somebody in the chat, and I had no idea that Tim Hayes even knew who the captain was, and here he is dissertating about stuff I never even saw happen like a year and a half ago. I'm like, holy crap, dude! The captain's been around the block and back again. It's really kind of crazy. So yeah, I know what you mean.
That's I've saw PJ maybe appeared on his show with early on when Rennie and Mr. Brown were on. That's how I learned who PJ maybe was. So it's just by rotating through the various channels you sort of meet everyone.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And my headphones just complained that their battery needs to be slaved to. So I need to, let me see. I don't even know if I got, actually, hold on. Let me just turn off my mic and do this. Phone testing and back again. How do I sound, guys?
Pretty damn good. Non-responsive.
5 by 5.
Okay.
Bit of an echo. But that's coming from me. No, it stopped. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So you're calling in on your phone, are you?
Yep. I've been on my phone now for, oh God, it is approaching, double digits in hours. Well, it's over double digits actually.
Is it warm?
Oh no, I have this these wash towels in cold water, wrung out, and I just sit my phone on there and stays cool the whole time.
Wow. Well, it sounds good for a phone.
Wringing it out and folding it over, and that's how I've been doing that way for a month now, and it hasn't let me down. It gets a little warm, but it never gets hot anymore.
Well, that's convenient. You can get up and walk around and stuff.
Yeah, when I have my headset on, I could walk around my apartment and do almost anything because the microphone is in my earphones. So,
yeah,
and the microphone picks up pretty well. So I've been told.
Yeah, it does.
But so this is my phone mic now, and my headset is now desperately recharging.
You gotta love technology and what things are available.
I'm getting more comfortable with it, and I'm learning every single day new techniques and new things I could do. I haven't been brave enough to try and share something from my phone, but I came across doing something accidentally that I didn't think would work, and it did. So I might be able to share my screen as well. I just haven't been brave enough to do it. I wouldn't want to do it here because I'm having way too much fun. But when I'm a little more comfortable and I have my headset on and the system is running a little smoother, I should be able to start sharing images and even drawing on my phone screen to demonstrate something visually. So I'm willing to experiment. Who knows? It's a whole new world. So
it's a whole new world.
So Edge of Time, any questions from that stream? I mean, Colin and I barely scratched the surface of what that man has done, and even he was introducing stuff I'd never even heard of before.
No, I'll be honest, I did fall asleep at the end. Not that it was your fault. It was just I was in and out. I did the same thing on Smirk. They're like, oh, we're having such a great time. Why did you run away? I'm like, I fell asleep. But yeah, I don't keep regular hours, as you can tell.
Yeah, Bill and Son of Red Shirt, we were talking Docky E. Smith and just basically, broad stroking over the man's career and how much he's made predictions about where cinema and television would take science fiction. And even his worlds trumped him over and over and over again for creative silliness while keeping a serious mathematical tone to all the science fiction.
Yeah, well,
if you've never heard of the author, it's certainly worth a little bit of an exploration.
Made me more interested in checking it out because I like to be able to tie things back, like to Edgar Rice Burroughs, where I'm like, "Oh, you think Star Wars is cool, huh?
Yeah.
Well, how about Mr. John Carter of Mars?"
Yeah, it's incredible. Going back into literature's history has been the most fascinating journey so far. Just keep pushing the clock back and, seeing what they were doing before World War II, before even
before Einstein got his first job. They were writing science fiction and exploring the possibilities. It's fascinating reading that stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait till you watch Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, because then we
Me too.
convince about the mallard. But I heard a rumor that they got their name because they showed the episode to their child, and she said, "Don't hug me, I'm scared."
Really?
Yeah, that's how they got the name for the show.
Well, wow. We went silent quick.
Sorry, if you sat through that Don't Hug Me, I was scared. It's been a while since I thought about it. The more I think about it, the more disturbing and creepy it is. The more silent you want in retrospective you want to get. You've never seen it before, have you, Bill? It's a deep, deep cut. And honestly, I kind of want to tell you not to watch it because you're a gentle soul. And I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. You. Yeah, exactly. You can't unwatch certain things. That's just true. Hang on a second. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen to the voices in your head.
Okay. I don't listen to voices in my head. Because normally it's just me.
Well, you've got to think creatively. Oh, I almost wish you guys would take 3 minutes and go watch it and be like, "Oh my God!" Maybe.
I would say the same thing about watching some of our children's animated features that were done with puppetry and claymation. And you'll discover that our stuff wasn't trying to be creepy and scary, but it was anyway.
Oh, I could name a few. You remember Vegetable Soup?
Mm-hmm.
With a little bowl of vegetable soup. It takes all of the vegetables. It takes all of the vegetables. Is this ringing a bell for you?
That sounds like a little after my time, perhaps.
Oh, well, it was put out by New York Public Television. It's one of the very first kids shows. It was kind of woke before its time. It was very diverse, and they had they explored different cultures in every episode, and it was good. But some of the cartoons and stuff they had were super, super creepy.
Yeah.
And they had like a puppet show where they had this other puppet show. God, I used to know the name of it, where the kids fly in this sort of space capsule thing to other planets. Like the kids, let's see, they have really big hands. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope, that's not ringing a bell.
Well, Jedi Bill ought to get all these because we're about the same age. You never seen any of that? I can think of it, but used to come on, like if you watch Sesame Street on public television, then you would catch these before or afterwards. Remember the Electric Company?
I do. I was just about to bring up the Electric Company and Puffin Stuff. You remember Puffin Stuff, Bill, right?
HR Puffin Stuff.
Mm-hmm. And there was also Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. That was also another one that was like, oh my God, you got to be freaking kidding me with this stuff.
Morning, Raquel.
Hello, Raquel.
Hi.
Yes, and soon the mic will be ready.
Raquel, you there?
Oh, yeah, it takes a minute for the StreamYard to kick in.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, you notice that Jedi Bill has his own logo. He doesn't have the cuck duck. He doesn't have the StreamYard's cuck duck up there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see it. That's cool.
That means he can stream more than 6 people, I think.
Yeah, I paid the top dollar.
The top tier.
I do.
This is no fly-by-night outfit.
I've seen Bill with a full karaoke house. That's like crazy. How you manage all of that sometimes is quite miraculous, especially when you've got a couple of people that don't even realize their mic is screwing up the whole show.
Hello, Mr. Gregory. How you doing, sir?
Hey, buddy. How you doing? Doing good myself.
Hello.
Australia represent.
Yeah, trying to. So, how was your 30th birthday? In quotes, twice.
50th.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said in quotes.
50th.
So
pretty good.
You don't look a day over 49, buddy. So.
So this when you do karaoke, it's this plus share button down here in StreamYards. You share your screen when you want to sing. Okay, that's easy. It's so obvious now that.
But there's always a checkbox in the lower left-hand corner. You got to make sure you check system audio.
System audio, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I stepped away for a minute, but I see we got some new guests here, Mr. Grant Gregory and the lovely Raquel. How are you, Raquel?
Good.
Good to see you. Good morning, Mr. Grant Gregory. Been a while. How are you today, sir?
Yeah, it's doing good, buddy. It feels like it's been forever.
Cheers. Yeah.
Have you seen Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared?
Dude, I can't believe that came back as a full-fledged series.
Really?
On TV and everything.
On TV, and yeah. I saw it today. I was like, that was disturbing. I mean, that's like 10-year-old YouTube lore. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
A long journey.
I'm a virgin. These gentlemen tell me that I'm going to be creeped to my bones with this stuff.
Oh yeah, there was some deep internet theory lore that went around it. It was people legitimately thought it was the forecasting the apocalypse.
Yeah. Yeah. And you believe it once you watch it once or twice. It's one of those things watching it one time, you take it on one level. But if you really do sit and watch and start listening and then just go past the bizarre and then get into, and tiny little things are going to start creeping up. They're going to show you in repeated viewings. You'll stop. You say, hey, wait a second. And you'll go back and you'll stop. I said, wait, was that always there in the room? I didn't realize that something as bizarre and innocuous as that. You think, well, what difference does that make? It leads into something.
Right, like the calendars on June 19th or June 20th.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Clues all over the place. You don't know to look for. And I hesitate to say too much because I think it's one of those things everybody's kind of got to discover. If you're going to do it, discover it yourself.
Well, and I've got all the new stuff, but I haven't watched a single minute of it because I'm like, well, I'm not watching it of a night time because I don't know. I don't know if they've gone in a new direction or anything or what they've done, but yeah, some of that stuff, their little 2-minute episode on time, just it had me thinking for years about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Now I have to see this. I'm gonna have to make time tomorrow.
And it's weird because it looks. That the problem of it is, if you've never seen it, it looks like a kid's puppet show.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Edge of Time is that we had claymation and stop motion figurine TV shows like this when I was growing up in the 70s. Like Davy and Goliath was right up the same show's alley, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the PBS show where the in the opening credits the frog falls off the chair? You remember this one? He's trying to answer the telephone or something. He can't reach it, and the frog falls off the chair. I'm trying to remember what the name of that one is. I've found all the rest of the weird stuff from my childhood, but not that one.
Yeah, there was so much of it too, especially on the PBS channel. Some of that stuff only broadcasted in certain areas and was never seen by anybody else until now.
The frog one sounds familiar because I remember seeing a YouTube video of lost TV series and that. Was it a claymation thing as well, or
what? No. What? Sorry, I missed the name.
The frog.
It was just regular puppet.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of puppet shows. I mean, I had one called The Magic Garden, where it was these two lovely young ladies with their guitars, and there was a puppet squirrel and puppet flowers, and they would have conversations with them, and It was all really chill and groovy, you know. I loved it as a kid.
Yeah, because they were on the like the swings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show was so much. It was I had crush on both of them.
Yeah, they're probably retired by now, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I think I saw something where they were performing, you know, like they got back together and just did some live performances. I don't know if it was the whole show, but they certainly did some of the songs, you know, small venue kind of stuff.
Yeah, because it was Paula and Karen or something like that.
That sounds pretty darn close.
Yeah.
And it was like no makeup and like long, stringy, straight hair. And
Dude, the hair. That's what I remember. It was like I always call it Cher hair because it was the first person I ever saw with like just really long, straight hair, like almost down to the floor.
Yeah, like they could practically sit on it. It was so long, and it was just you know shiny, and their eyes were shiny, and they were so happy and beautiful. And
And as someone who doesn't have a lot of long hair, as you can see from my avatar, yeah, I can appreciate a nice flow of hair. That's why I'm always jealous of Bill.
Sorry.
He's old and he's got hair like that.
Don't mean to be jealous. I once shaved my head completely off. My hair completely off.
Well, if you do, shave it in one piece so I can wear it.
And speaking of which, whatchamacallit, Culture Casino was on here the other night, right? Jedi?
Yeah, yes, he was. Yes, he
And
was.
he showed himself on camera, and I hadn't seen him in a while, and he now has flowing locks like down to his shoulders now. Like,
Not quite, but yeah, it's getting close. Yeah.
yeah, he's pretty darn close to achieving, you know, Boris level of cover art.
I got some long hair.
Every 2 years, he donates his hair. He cuts it off. He cuts it off around his ears and then donates it so it can go to wigs and that for people who are suffering from alopecia, cancer, that sort of stuff. He's been doing that for years.
It's a smart move.
He
That's
just
why
looks
he's
so
so
good.
into his hair products.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'll be editing one of his videos, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, you don't have any hair anymore. This feels weird.
How is that channel going? How is the news channel going? By the way.
Yeah, it's steadily growing. It's over 4,000 at the moment. So
nice.
Cool. Is it still the 6-minute report? I've kind of like stepped away and discovered a whole other world on YouTube.
Yeah, 5 days a week. That still happens.
Good for you guys. I saw that you increased the scope of the set too. It's like now he's like in a room and everything. It's really, really good works going on.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we've been changing it. We're trying to find the right balance for everything. So,
and that's all done because of like the moving camera and the focusing system that he has. Is that how that all works?
Oh no, I'm doing he's doing a static shot. I'm doing all that digitally.
Good to you, man. That's some great work, man. Are you able to like subcontract that out to other vendors?
I probably can, but I'm only doing stuff for him and Sporking News Network at the moment.
Okay. The work looks good, man. I had no idea that's how that was all working.
Yeah, it's been going good, and I actually took a page out of Jedi Bill's book, and I started doing shorts. And yeah, it started working for me. I literally, as we speak right now, I just hit 15,000 subs.
Oh, congratulations, man. Good for you.
Congrats.
Fantastic.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Still
What a
not
feeling that must be.
15,000? Wow.
15,000, yeah. Still not monetized though, because apparently shorts don't count to it, and I don't do enough live streams. I've got to do more of what Mr. Jedi Bill does, and do those 592,000 hour streams in one sitting.
Well, Bill will show you the way. He'll know you do those 72-hour marathon. You know, I'm absolutely running on pure adrenaline, sort of. Yeah, he can do it.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. He's a machine.
Machine. But, oh, that's fantastic. So, it's funny talking to Bill yesterday where he was sitting this time last year versus, even yesterday. And I'm not being cute here when I say he was at 1.71. Now he's 1.72. It's amazing how success breeds success, and how you wait hungry for so long, and then when it starts coming, it pays off. Bill, I've been following his ride for a while, so it's very satisfying for me to see that. I imagine for you, Mr. Grant, it's even more so when you put all that effort yourself, your time, everything you got into it, and finally see it starting to pay off. But a little frustrating, I imagine, too, with these watch hours. All the bizarre rules you guys got to follow. My heart goes out to you. You think you're totally covered in one way, but you're not in another, and they can use that against you. Typical.
Yeah, I think if me and Bill had a combined channel, he had the watch hours before he even had a couple of subs like this, so he had that sort of thing covered. So
Yeah.
But no, like it was. I think Bill was one of the first channels I ended up coming on. Yeah, back in the day, a couple of hundred, maybe even 100 sort of subs, just randomly come across the channel, and he had the link in the chat, and I thought, oh, did he mean to do that? So I just jumped on him. Yeah, I meant to do that. And
yeah, I've always kept an open policy, open panel.
That's why when you got monetized, I made sure I was either, I don't know if I was the very first or one of the first, but I wanted to make sure I had the first super chat.
Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. I mean, it's been a crazy ride. I mean, ever since like last September is when I really started blowing up. I mean, last year I did a lot of shorts. I haven't been making shorts lately, but yeah, I made a lot of and just
a lot of Halloween shorts.
A lot of wild ride since last September. It's just going, whoo, I've climbed to the top of one summit, and I have other higher summits in sight. So, yeah.
Do tell.
Well, just gonna keep climbing, buddy. You're doing a good job.
I never thought I could get to 1,000 subs, and then I did.
Yeah.
So now it makes me seem very far away, but that 100K is the next big goal that I want.
And you know what?
Because
you got to
wow
your right shoulder as well for it to hang on the wall when you do it.
Yeah, there you go.
I gotta keep up what I'm doing. Hopefully, keep the rhythm going.
Well, once that happens, you'll have a chat that's just like flying by. It'll be hard to read at that point.
Yeah.
You'll have that automatic slowdown thing or whatever just for us plebes to keep up as it whips through.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you read the chat at that speed, Bill. I'd love to see you read the chat at any speed, Bill.
Well, I mean,
wow.
He can sing rock when he's doing the karaoke, but he'd have to get good at doing rap if he wants to read the chat at that speed.
Yeah. Bullet rap, machine gun rap. Billy can do it. Have you heard him bang out the AC/DC? I think he might just be able to do it. If you put a heavy metal soundtrack to his chat there, he might just do that.
Yeah. Hey, Gorilla. Gorilla with random dots.
GRT. What's up, buddy?
Hello.
Good to see you, man. It's been great.
How you doing this morning, Raquel?
I'm doing good. I was hanging with Sultan, Mora Kitty, and DJ Ronnie last night. And
DJ Ronnie, I know him.
Yeah, we were talking about video games for a bit. and stuff like that. And I forget the rest because I was falling asleep, so I called it a night. But yeah, it was fun.
Oh, that's cool. You're
I'm looking forward to Monday.
Yes, I am looking forward to Monday. On Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be talking about Ghibli films. You know what what's our favorite movies? What other ones we're somewhat okay with, but we don't really like stuff like that.
And for those few people not in the know, Ghibli is the animation famous Japanese house, which has given us such films as
Spirited Away,
Castle in the Sky, My Neighbor Totoro,
Kiki's Delivery Service,
Kiki's Delivery Service,
Princess
Cat
Mononoke,
Whisper of the
Princess
Hearts,
Mononoke.
The Wind Rises.
Porco Rosso. Anybody see Porco Rosso? Was that
Oh
Ghibli?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's his? I always say it wrong.
as well.
The moving
Nas-
castle. Is it Howl's?
Howl's
Moving Castle.
Yeah.
Get it wrong. I don't know what- never heard of them.
Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind.
Yeah,
Right.
that was one of their first.
So pretty much, it sounds like a very full program you've got set up there. This one independent house has made at least 20 name droppable films with memorable characters and stories that
If you've
go
never
back.
seen Grave with the Fireflies,
Oh, don't even get me started. Why
I haven't
don't
seen
it's
it.
morning here. Why Grave of the Fireflies? What's wrong with you?
I heard it's a really sad film.
Yeah,
We're
it's
gonna
bit
do
of
a watch
grind,
party.
yeah.
Plague Dogs, Grave of the Fireflies, and Watership Down. It's gonna be a triple fest of fun, animated
Watership
fun.
Down. Wow, God, what a piece of gold from the past. That movie is such a gem to the cinematic history.
What
especially
an
animated.
open wound to millions of young children. Watership Down. Holy shit. The
Well,
Plague
that's
Dogs.
their
is-
parents' fault. An absolute marvel to watch on screen. Such a good interpretation of the book.
That's
the book is a little
brutal.
bit better. The show is fantastic.
That is not a movie you should show small children like when I saw it. Forget
Absolutely
it. It sticks
not.
with you.
No. Yeah, I agree.
And not
It's a
at
little hard.
Easter. Which
Oh,
I
no,
got.
It's an Easter film. You've got to. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Totally. That and the Bugs Bunny Merry Melodies. His mom serving up roast leg of lamb. Or roast leg of a rabbit. Muzza, no! Not the Easter Bunny! Sorry, am I
didn't
sharing
watch
too
it
much
with
from
my
my personal
nieces
past?
until they were
Well,
in their teens.
It's
Yeah.
kind of a remembrance show. Didn't Studio Ghibli close?
It's up in the air. I think he's coming back from retirement again.
What is this?
Oh,
This like
really?
the third time he's been doing
Yeah, I
this?
think so. He's worse than the Who.
But yeah,
Yeah,
like,
but he's also what, like 75 or
It's true. He's a workaholic. He's not going to
Yeah.
be able to give it up. He'll die in the animation seat. I guarantee it.
no, I hope not, but yeah,
well,
probably.
I mean, but he's going to go down swinging. Is what I'm saying. He's
Yeah.
not going to just fade into retirement and go gently into the night. He's not going to go gently into the night.
Well, the beautiful thing about a creator like him who is enduring, who can't, mind you, he does have he can sit back. He's at that stage in his life. I say he like I know him. I don't. I'm talking out of my ass here. I just know of the legend and, what his contributions are loosely. Raquel is definitely the person who should be leading this discussion, but I'm sure she'd agree that at his age, he can pretty much sit in his office and run everything and do so quite competently.
Yeah.
With his finger just on the pulse of how many different projects he himself is up to shepherding at the time. It's not a very physically demanding job compared to on-set live action directing or something.
Right.
I mean, why retire if it's something you're really passionate about and love? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, the body's a funny thing, sweetie. As you get older, things betray you. Your heart at your age now might think I can go on forever, but at some point you're thinking, do I really want to sit in another office going over another animated, or do I want to spend time with my grandkids' kids?
Right.
Well, he's in his 80s at the moment, so
Is he 90s?
No. He's I think he's early 80s. it's hard to tell because he's looked the same way for the last 25 years. So
Sure.
No, but I mean, yeah, like he's got so many fingers in his pot, and I think the problem is that he's addicted to it as well.
Yeah.
Because it didn't happen until late in his life as well.
Hmm.
This isn't something that he did when he was in his 20s.
Right.
You know, it was almost
worked towards, but yeah.
Yeah, he was working towards retirement age when, you know, shit, if he realized what was going to happen during the 80s and that, like, he would have started during the 50s.
Probably, but you know, hindsight 2020.
Yeah, but that being said, every time he's retired, the sales have gone through the roof.
Sure.
Yeah.
So are you suggesting, am I to infer from that the idea is that these are planned or staged events? He knows well in advance that I'm going to retire for 6 months, then come back with a new double box set of Studio Ghibli 4K.
The big one was
director's commentary.
In 2014, we thought that was going to be it. And then he came back, and then he retired, and now I think it was 2020 or 2021. I can't remember when he came back again. But during that time, the sales went through the roof. It was their most profitable time when it comes to Blu-ray, DVD sales, whatever you want to call it. Like, so I think he understands that part of the game, but I also think he's addicted to what he's done because it's to say it's anything but phenomenal. It's an understatement.
Didn't he just, or isn't he about to open a Ghibli living museum that's like a piece of land?
The museum's open.
Yeah. So this actual like open living displays of moments from the show, on a landscape with a train going through it to view all of it. Children's activities and houses to go into. It's it from the last demonstration I saw, it looks quite gorgeous in the same way that Hobbiton looks in New Zealand.
Right. A lot of attention to detail and such.
Yeah, well, the only way Japanese know how to do things, and that's perfect.
The borderline fanaticism, but they do have it. They've been chiefly responsible for 3/4 of the world's weird shit since 1957. So God bless them.
I heard you laugh when I said that. So you must have agreed. It's like they've been just knocking it out of the park since as soon as they got on their feet again after World War II, they were back at it. They're just geniuses.
Do you remember the meme that came from? That I love the Japanese with their penchant for mascots. Do you know any country in the world? They have mascots for everything in Japan. I saw an interesting documentary where in just one block of Tokyo alone that contains like 20,000 people, there's something like 1,200 different mascots for everything from water purification to it's this whole subculture in Japan.
Yes.
The John Oliver show did another report on it that I accidentally saw as a follow-up, where there was this one storeroom in the bottom of an apartment building where they were filming at, where their Japanese production manager or something lived. And he said, "Hey, follow me. I wanted purely by accident down in the basement." He was going through his storage locker, and they found somebody had abandoned over 50 individual. This is how prolific these things are. Just random. They spent thousands of dollars on these things to use them once, wore them once in like a parade or something, threw them in a closet, and that's it. Incredible subculture of the bizarre. I love the Japanese.
There's something a little more to it. It has to do with their beliefs in animism, and that everything has a spirit living in it, including water taps, soda cans, vending machines.
Yeah, you got they're a much deeper spiritual culture for what we would consider, and I don't mean this disrespectful, but what we consider things you wouldn't put spirituality behind, a water tap, a table, or whatever. It's not. Yeah.
There's a chibi.
Dave, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Dave's back with us. My man, Lopan. Dave's not here, man. Never gets old, Cheech and Chong. Yes, it does. So,
yeah, that's what
yeah,
all the Ghibli stuff. That's what's so magical about the Ghibli stuff. It's the closest incarnation of their actual myth, because most of the anime stuff hyper contextualizes it, and it becomes hyper super magic, as
Yeah.
opposed to how pedestrian and grounded it is in the Ghibli universes. It's like you can almost pick through a Ghibli film and go one-to-one with their entire ancient mythology.
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty deep. And
I probably disagree with that, but
how many would you say films out there? Okay, strange question. Like, how do I ask this? I was going to say, what films for this one studio? Do you guys have like a top 1, 2, or 3? Is there the style? Do you prefer the fantasy? Do you prefer the whimsical to your anime? The action adventure? What is it about anime that sends you guys, that makes you love it so much?
Raquel?
For me, it's the adventure, fantasy, whimsical stuff to it. You know, I got first introduced into anime when I saw this intro for Dragon Ball Z, and it was Rock the Dragon, and it was just so different from the superhero cartoons, Batman and Spider-Man, that I didn't really look back. It was just totally out there that you normally expect for a superhero cartoon.
And that's where you came from. A love of superhero cartoons send you looking for different animated stories?
Mm-hmm.
By accident or on purpose? You wanted to see animation.
By accident.
Okay. Yeah. And roughly how old would you think when you began this journey?
Ooh, maybe like 12 or 13.
Young girl, just going out finding your own niche of entertainment. What appeals to you specifically? Did you have friends, a sister maybe that was an influence here?
No, no influence. It's just something I caught on TV.
Raquel is her own woman. She influences herself. Come on, man.
Hey, we're all victims, or not victims. We're all circumstanced to our surroundings and such. It'd be, if she had family or familial ties to it, that would be an interesting thing. What about you, Mr. Gregor? You seem to be quite knowledgeable on the subject yourself. How did you fall into anime? Just
same exact thing. What Raquel was saying. I'd seen Astro Boy and that when I was a wee lad. But what drew me into what I consider the peak of anime is you take a fantastical world, you put a character into it that's completely grounded, and you watch them have a basic grounded principle turn into something fantastical. Like you look at Goku, all he wanted to do was train. This world has got so many different things. There's ki and there's magic and there's other stuff like that. All he wanted to do was train and get better, and then it slowly evolves from it. So you evolve the story with them. You got the same thing like with Astro and different things. The series that got me into anime was one in Australia. It was called Techno Man, but I think in Japan it's called Tekken Man Blade.
Okay. Now, is this like I shouldn't have interrupted, but is this it's like a half robot boy? He runs around getting into adventures. He's got an electronic cable arm or something, or am I thinking of Mega Man or something?
Well, Mega Man, Astro Boy, there are similarities to them when it comes to their adaptations, but yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like that, and that's what it is. Like you've got this alternate world that they are superheroes, but the idea of superheroes in that world does not exist. There's no such thing as a superhero in these worlds. These are just people that have these powers, and it's always been that way. But the best heroes are always someone who's just been grounded in something that we can relate to.
And please forgive me, what's the name of what you're talking about again? I jumped track there for a second.
I used Technoman, Astro Boy, and Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna go Super. I'm gonna skip GT.
Because remember, you are talking to a neophyte here. I'm trying to keep up, but just getting the name straight. There's One Punch Man that I understand is very popular. That's a superhero one, but based in a world, again, they're all full of superheroes, right?
I would say it's a superhero. That's the thing. Like, the idea, superhero is it's a flashy class above the rest sort of type person. This is just people that have powers,
Okay.
or abilities, or a skill set.
Right. Whether they use them for good, evil, or not at all is adherent to the story, I assume. From what little, and I'm sorry to jump ahead in One Punch Man, it's just that's a term I'm familiar with, and to be honest, I thought you were going to lead me there. So, sorry if I derailed you.
One Punch Man is one that I'm not overly familiar with because it's only something that I've only recently gotten into.
Oh, okay.
My knowledge of anime and everything around the early 2000s is when I stopped watching TV series and I only started looking at movies.
Mm-hmm.
But stuff like Trigun, there's one called Serial Experiment Lane. A phenomenally great series. It's about a young girl in Tokyo who essentially, I think, even though I've watched it about 10 times, I think she is the internet before the internet became a thing.
Yeah, she becomes one of those spirit animals of the internet. Like she's a goddess of the internet by the end of it or something. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
If you think that's what it is, then I'll have to go with that because I still don't know. But it has probably one of my favorite intros when it comes to song-wise. So.
Yeah, and how predictive was that, Gregory? With the internet and how it evolved, and the idea of this discussion of how many different avatars and which one is you, and identity theft, and finding out the truth about things by doing a wiki search. It was all in there, and it's like mid-90s.
Not so much about the identity theft and all that, but yeah, it was. They call it the wire.
Yeah,
was their form of communication, and but yeah, like I mean, it guessed a lot of things that would potentially happen, and yeah, a lot of them did. So, but no,
I say identity theft and the idea that Lane didn't know the other personality wasn't her, although it was like a cloned personality of her somehow. And
yeah, in that sense, it does make sense. But sorry, no, I understand what you're saying when saying identity. It was like, well, it wasn't her identity. It was we don't know which ones are real.
Right.
At the same time, so but that's why I like it. There's so many different venues to go with it.
Yeah, and you like Trigun, of course.
Oh yeah, Trigun's great.
Yeah,
should never ever be adapted into live action. There's no way you can do it.
You know what? Let me get your take on this. You saw the trailer for what allegedly they're calling a reboot, right?
Wait, what? Of Trigun?
Yeah, the new animated series. They put out a teaser trailer.
Yeah, they did.
So, what's your take on that?
Dude, I'm literally finding out about it for the first time right now.
Oh, really?
Raquel,
what did you think, Raquel? You've seen the series Trigun, right?
I seen the trailer, and well, it's very. I can't really give my thoughts about it at the moment because it's really a fresh new take of Trigun. It's really somewhat more modern than the original anime. So I'm somewhat pretty excited to see this new version or reboot or revised version of Trigun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll be back in a minute. I gotta go watch a trailer.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Okay.
My problem with it was it gives away one of the coolest parts of the whole franchise in the trailer. That really disturbed me to see that because that episode shocked the hell out of me when I found out where all of these people came from in the first place, what was really going on here, I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. How many episodes are left in the show? What, 15 more episodes now? I couldn't believe my eyes when that happened. That blew my mind that he wasn't even human. So to see all of that seed stuff in the I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I'm semi speaking in code here, but that really blew my mind. And it's like the cover of the reprint of a book, and on the cover of it, it shows the climactic event. Like the cover spoils the whole book. That's what it felt like to me.
Why did they reboot Trigun? I don't understand. But yet it's not live action. They just did a new animated version. What is it?
It's a CG assist, cell drawn, cell shaded CG.
They did the Dodge scene as well. It looks shit. Oh, why did they do that?
So is it like rotoscoped?
No, it's not. It's done with 3D animation, and then they throw a really good. I mean, it's good looking. I guarantee
it is.
It's good looking. The studio is doing a magnificent job, but I really wish they would have done something else. I just don't get this reboot thing at all. It's boggling my mind again and again and again. Like, why? Well, just do something new, you silly coots. What the hell?
Okay, so
but it's cell shaded 3D animation. What was the name of that? Raquel, help me out here. The story about all the gems on the moon.
All the gems on the moon.
Yeah, it was done from a manga, and they did an animated short series, and they're all different mineral stones, and they're battling these creatures that are angels coming down from the moon, and they live with this Buddhist guy, and they did it all in CG and cell shaded it, and it looks like a living manga. It's absolutely gorgeous. Because with the CG, they could do these insane heavenly armies of thousands of creatures, and they're all creepy statue-looking things. But everybody's made out of gems, and it's pretty cool looking. It's definitely, and I'm pretty sure it's the same studio doing Trigun, so I expect
I thought you were
visually
talking about a
stunning
story
things
with
to
a dragon.
happen.
I'm like, dude, what version did you see?
Are you talking about the land of the lustrous?
Yes,
Something like
that's
that?
what I'm talking about. Yes.
Okay, I'm not really familiar about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a blank on that one too, dude. I just found about it now.
If you were to do a quick search, just a few images will give you the idea of what I'm talking about.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, I'm getting right. Yeah.
Just a very illustrated quality, and there's these long, elegant 1930s, almost deco lines to everything. It's just very, very pretty to look at. And the story is equally like airy and ethereal at the same time. So it's like the entire cast is androgynous because they're minerals. Literally, they're minerals. They shatter in combat. They don't bleed. They shatter. It's crazy stuff. But it's done by the same animation team, or at least doing the same techniques. That's who's doing Trigun.
Ah.
So if you want a real understanding of like what this might all look like, this is probably your best bet for a display.
Is it weird that I think it looks too good to be like a Trigun reboot? Like,
yeah, I know.
I'm like,
yeah,
I don't hate the look of it. I just don't like. I don't like the look of the characters.
Yeah,
they all look small.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too boyish. He's supposed to act boyish, not look boyish. You know, I wanted to see him put his sunglasses on. If I can see what his serious face looks like, I might forgive the whole thing. But I just don't see it ever really going there. Like, Vash is a deadly character, like deadly. And he's holding back the whole series. So if you could show me that with this new animation style, I might be into it, but that trailer was very pretty to look at, but why am I looking at it?
What did you think of it, Raquel?
I have to watch it again. Give me a moment here.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know it was a thing. Like when you're saying, I'm like, wait, what? It's 2.5 months old. I don't know how I missed it.
Yeah, it was a blip. It was a blip, and I've been watching a lot of anime streaming channels. So yeah, I came across it myself while watching somebody else doing reviews, and he said, some disappointing news. We're going to do this in the middle of the show because we're going to need a palate wash after this one, kids.
I'm just worried they're going to go the whole childhood trauma route that everything seems to be going at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm afraid that they're going to make Knives a sympathetic villain too, and it's like, no, he's just the devil incarnate. I'm sorry. And all of his minions are worse too.
Oh yeah.
Good
And
God.
like, it looks good, but I think
it's a
for me,
great
'cause
technique that they're using to do the CG work with that cell shade on it. It looks very good. It's solid looking. It doesn't look awkward or uncanny.
But I think that's the problem is it needs to have that weird uncanniness, like when he vomits at the bar and everything, and his face goes really white. It's not going to look the same when they do it like that. And if they don't do that, that's taking away Vash's mask, because that's the whole point. He wears this mask to the point that he's so afraid that any second, if he loses control for one moment, he can blow up an entire town.
Yeah. There's something about the Trigun series that goes back to the old Warner Brothers rubberiness. Like there was something rubbery about the way it was animated. The world felt really bouncy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can get that. Yeah.
The 2D stuff just has that kind of smear and scrub to it. The 2D is the only thing that can do that.
That's because it has no depth. You can stretch, your X and your Y's all the way out, sort of thing.
All right, I watched the trailer. It looks good. I can see what you're talking about. That he's looking, I guess, too hip or too polished. But yeah, I'm kind of iffy with the 2D CGI look to the anime.
There's something odd about it. I can't put my finger on.
It's too rigid.
I'm not against 2D CGI if it's done in the right way, but to me, something just looks overdone that doesn't really need to have it. You know what I mean?
I mean, of all series to try and over-polish something, Trigun, like, it's the most grittiest ones that you can probably get.
It's one of the themes in the show that it's not polished. It's falling apart at the seams. It's barely holding itself together, the whole world.
It's because its arm's a giant cannon.
I watched the trailer, but I didn't do the audio, and it just looks kind of just whatever.
You're not missing anything.
I think the audio is phenomenal. The voice acting and everything. I'm on board with that. Or the original. I don't know. I didn't watch a dubbed version. I just heard the original audio. So.
Where's my epilepsy warning for this stream?
What?
What with the stars in the background?
Yeah.
Don't look at the stars. Look into the light. No, don't look at the stars. No, look into the light.
No, just Bill shining so brightly at the moment.
There you go.
Something nice and soothing, like the bowels of hell.
That's better. That's nice and cool.
That'll work.
Spinning.
Oh, it's like Windows media player visualizations in the 90s.
Oh God, you remember the pipe one where it drew pipes infinitely?
Yeah. Best screensaver ever.
It was kind of cool to watch it grow.
It's like it's 2D, but it's kind of 3D at the same time.
Mm-hmm. What, the background here or the pipe one?
The pipe one.
Yeah, because I think it was 2D. It just simulated 3D, the same way the old bit games did. Like I saw a really good 3D effect in one of the original animated series Batman games where they were just shifting pixels around, but it really looked deep. Like you kind of got lost in how deep it looked.
Yeah, they just used the basic parallaxing. They used 3 or 4 layers of 2D images that moved at different lengths on top of each other.
Mm-hmm. The guy was talking about how they were doing it. I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. What?
That's how they get you.
Artistry all by itself.
Is that dog playing the world's smallest snare drum?
I was wondering what that sound was.
Edge of Time, you got a good wit, my friend. You definitely got a good wit.
It's a little rusty at this time of the morning.
You were going off on that mallard the other night. I thought you were going to write a stand-up show afterwards.
Well, I just think it's ironic that you sent me a clip of "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" without ever having seen it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it was solely coincidentally because of the mallard, and that's a brand new show. Like she just aired that like a day or so ago, so it was just a coinkydink that it all was simultaneous. I'm into synchronicities like that as a creepypasta almost, but yeah.
Hey, Boosh.
Mr. Greg Gregory, we were on a stream, and the mallard for StreamYards, the icon was in the corner, and Edge of Time was just tripping out on it, man. Like, this is the coolest. Look at this. And there was like a subtext and a whole story about him, and we were changing his name during the stream. It became a mascot over in a few seconds, all because of Edge of Time.
Well, that would have been big in Japan then, with all those mascots.
I don't think they would allow it because I called StreamYard's Zuck the Cuck Duck because he likes to watch, but he never says anything.
You could be voyeuristic.
I can see you looking, giving us the side eye. He's like, quack, 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 quack.
I quack when I want, motherfucker. All right. Anyway, Bill, I got to head off, buddy. Thanks for having me on the stream.
Okay. Thank you for dropping in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's always good to when I get a chance to jump in and have a bit of a chat, especially when you're wearing an awesomely loud T-shirt.
I like this T-shirt.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I want my couch to be the same pattern. Very 90s. I love it. All right, guys and gals, you have a good one, and I'll chat to you later.
All right, catch you later, Mr. Gregory. I'm getting tired of myself.
Yeah.
You ready to wrap it?
It's been a long show.
Got 11 likes. See what the refresh looks like. $18 likes, according to my West Coast calendar.
Yeah, it's just 20 over here. Or 19. 19. I'm sorry, not 20.
That's so funny. It's so weird that they're different in different time zones, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
So on Mountain Standard Time, it's 6:23 a.m.
Oh, okay. So we're roughly on the same clock, you and I, Bill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, Boosh. And Murder Hornet returns.
Yeah, we're almost to the 2-hour mark. I'm just incredibly fatigued right now.
Well, you had a good run there for your birthday. Happy birthday again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Get some rest.
I will. I guess I'll see everybody later. Thank you so much for being here, Boosh. Edge of Time, Raquel, Stephen.
Indeed.
Mr. Grant Gregory, Son of Red Shirt, Dave, Gorillas, and Random Thoughts, Geek Hero Baba, NB Geek, Cardinal Sin, Elihu, Nick the Bounty Hunter 6, and Decepticons, Cave of Villains, Resolute Germ. Thank you so much. And the Music Man.
Nice.
Gonna do karaoke after hours tomorrow. And I might do a watch party. Well, do the Cinema Sundays on Sundays. So those are the next ones coming up. So until then, y'all have a great morning, great day, and we'll be seeing ya. Have a
Later,
good day,
all.
folks.
See ya.
Night,
Bye.
everybody.